And Amy playing the role of President Trump today will be John Voight.
We have all been witness to a very grueling year and a half for the president-elect. We have been witness to a barrage of propaganda that left us all breathless with anticipation, not knowing if God could reverse all the negative lies against Mr. Trump, whose only desire was to make America great again.
Yeah.
His daughter Angelina Jolie wasn't watching that.
No, or at least she
Kids,
wasn't
it's Grandpa.
applauding.
Don't look.
Your favorite John Voight movie? Take your calls, 312-642-5600, turnkey.pro. Answer line. Favorite John Voight movie and or role, Amy?
Oh, man.
Quickly, come on. Come on.
Midnight Cowboy?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Watch that film class.
I'm a little
All right,
bit.
what about you? Go.
Well, I loved him in The Champ.
Oh, yeah. With, what's it?
Ricky Schroeder. Yeah, it was great. But I got to say, his best, this is not, a Voight purist will disagree with me on this. Mm-hmm. His best role was a supporting role in Heat.
Ah. Yes.
That was a cool role that he played. For more on John Voight's filmography, and maybe we'll talk a little bit of inauguration as well.
So we should mention that we're going to carry it live here at 10 a.m. on AM 560.
There you go.
Program note.
Thank you for mentioning it.
You're welcome.
For more on the topic, we're pleased to be joined by, my cursor's not working.
Oh, no.
Can you cue up Bret Baier for us so we don't leave him in purgatory any longer? Bret Baier, host of Fox News Special Report, 5 p.m., Monday to Friday, Chicago time. Bret, thanks so much for joining us. Appreciate it.
Good morning. I think Mission Impossible 1.
Oh,
that's good. He was good in that. I mean, he's always good. That's what makes it an interesting conversation. Yeah. Huh. All right. People will take your responses to Bret Baier, too. Feel free to vilify him for that John Voight suggestion. But he was good in that. Bret
Or National Treasure, either one.
National Treasure.
Right.
No, not.
Wow.
No.
Now you're going off the deep end.
Yeah, that's because it had to be a good movie, too, and National Treasure doesn't qualify.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, Bret Baier and I will do Men on Film a little bit later, but we should probably talk a little bit of inauguration. And just in advance of that, Bret, I've got to ask, because this continues to be part of the narrative surrounding Trump's presidency, fake news. And we had an unsubstantiated New York Times story about Rick Perry. We had the Washington Post with the rather unfair headline with respect to Sonny Perdue that he once prayed for rain. We had the USA Today pick up a tweet from a parody North Korean Twitter account and report that as a real response from the North Korean regime. And then we had CNN yesterday play out the scenario of what happens if every Republican in leadership, including Trump and Pence, are assassinated today. Jeff Zucker says it's Trump trying to delegitimize the D.C. press corps. It seems to me that at least some organs within the D.C. press corps are beating him to the punch.
It's really amazing to see. There is this Trump derangement syndrome that kind of has gone over some of the press, and they don't know the storyline to go with.
Yeah, Bret.
Let's see what.
I'm sorry, we lost you for a second there, Bret. You were saying that the Trump derangement syndrome.
Yeah, and they just can't go with this is a peaceful transition of power. And I think, the storyline, they're not willing to give, a little bit of a find that thing, and when it pops up, and even if it's not accurate, it has been tough to go through some of these stories. I think today is going to be all about unity. The message is going to be about bringing the country together. It's not going to be a long speech, but it'll be one that he tries to look forward.
And how soon until he gets to work? I mean, at 12:01, he owns Obamacare, health care. He gets the nuclear codes. Do you think between 4 and 7 he's going to roll back some of Obama's executive actions? executive
I think
orders?
they'll do 4 or 5 today, and I don't know exactly which ones. But his big day is Monday, apparently, to knock out a lot on signatures.
With respect to his speech today, it's been reported that the contents of the speech have largely been driven by Trump, with some, I guess, shoring up of the rhetoric by his speechwriter, Stephen Miller. So you kind of develop what you were saying before about your thinking that it's going to be unity. You think that's the chord that Trump understands he needs to strike?
Well, the core will be America first, but in that it will be unity, that a rising tide lifts all boats. I think it'll harken back to Reagan a lot, and maybe even a little Kennedy, but it's going to be about bringing the country together. I'm sure there'll be a Make America Great Again in there, but he'll get more philosophical than practical.
Well, Hillary Clinton, many think it's graceful of her to attend the event today, considering they had such a contentious campaign. Do you think, I know you can't control the cameras at Fox News, but do you think that they'll be taking cutaway shots or ISO shots, as you say, to get her reaction to Donald Trump's speech?
I'm sure. Yeah, it's a pool camera, so I think the pool today is NBC.
Okay.
And everybody will have the same feed, but I'm sure that'll be part of the storyline.
Now, are you sure the pool camera won't still be fixated on Steve Mnuchin's fiancée?
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean,
that photographer kept wondering, who's the hot blonde in the background?
So the unity call is going to dissipate pretty quickly, I suspect, because Trump has said that he will nominate a Supreme Court justice to fill the vacancy left by Antonin Scalia's death within the first 2 weeks, probably the week after next, the second week of his administration. That's what he has said. That, combined with a couple of the cabinet secretary nominations that are still somewhat in doubt, probably indicates that it's going to be pretty contentious right out of the gate. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah, definitely. And the protest today will be significant, and then there's the Women's March tomorrow. I think, listen, it'll be very in your face about the pushback, but he's going to plow forward. 81% evangelicals voted for Donald Trump, more than voted for George W. Bush in 2004. They expect that Supreme Court justice to fit the mold of Antonin Scalia. And as far as the cabinet nominees, they're really not going to have any problem, as far as we can see, getting confirmed because of Democrats' move in 2013 to make the vote 51. I think Rex Tillerson possibly, if Lindsey Graham, John McCain, and Marco Rubio all decide, but I don't think they will. I think the pressure will be on to get a national security team in place and moving.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we're learning this morning that the total now is 60 congressional members. Democrats are going to be boycotting the event today. Who's going to be filling their seats? Do you know?
I actually don't know. We've been trying to get answers to that. I guess it's staff members. There were a number of efforts to, I know Laura Ingraham and her group, and there's some other efforts to get wounded warriors to take those seats.
Yeah,
that
would
have been great.
But I don't actually know.
Bret Baier, the book is 3 Days in January. This is about Dwight D. Eisenhower, his farewell speech to the nation, in part, warning of the military-industrial complex. It's a relevant topic today. Give us just a brief on where you are with your book tour. Do we have a Chicago date yet?
We don't, but I'm going to nail it down after today. I got to get through today. It debuted at number 2 on the New York Times bestseller list.
All right, who's ahead of you? Who do we got to knock out?
Yeah.
Hillbilly Elegy.
Oh, it's still number 1.
It's still number 1.
Wow.
So I'm coming after you, Hillbilly.
All right,
Hillbilly
J.D.
Ology.
Vance, the gauntlet has been thrown down, J.D. Vance. All right, very good. Bret Baier will help buoy that to number 1. 3 Days in January is the book. Obviously, watch Bret Baier. The Fox News covers the inaugural today, and watch him on Special Report, 5 p.m. every day, Monday through Friday. Bret, thanks as always for joining us. Appreciate it.
See you guys.
And he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.